friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network. To the Larks Network.
friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network. You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game.
Good evening. It is time for baseball here in Hayes, Kansas at Larks Park. It's a little early tonight, 5 o'clock start time for the doubleheader. Ryan Randall's going to lead it off for the Larks. That's also probably a little bit different. This is a doubleheader. This first game is a rain out of game one, as Randall's going to line it into center field, and that's a base hit. For Ryan Randall off of the starter, Shannon Broussard. As I was saying, this is a rainout from earlier this season in Derby, so the Twins are going to be the home team for the first game tonight, and the Larks are already off to a better start against Shannon Broussard than they got off to the first time. Down in Derby, when the Larks faced Shannon Broussard for the first time, he threw 9 shutout innings against Hayes, and they really didn't have anything going on against him the first time. But Randall's on with a single, and now Williams is going to bunt it into the air. It is caught by the catcher, Toy Moyer, and RJ is out number 1. Coming to the plate now for the Larks is the designated hitter, number 16, Wyatt Divis. Here comes the first pitch from the lefty, Broussard. That one misses. It's 1-0. There's a strike from Broussard, and it's 0-1. So Wyatt, a lefty. He waits from the pitch from Broussard. Strike number 2, and this is probably Derby's best chance to pick up a game this weekend, is with Shannon Broussard on the mound, who has, well, I mean, to put it frankly, he has been the only Twin pitcher that has even remotely shut down the Larks. 42 runs in 3 games against Derby pitching for Hayes so far this season, as Moyer's throw is not in time. Broussard gets the strikeout of Divis, but Randall is going to advance to second base. So 2 away here in the top of the first inning. John Rensel Jr., the hitter now for the Larks. First pitch coming to Rensel from Broussard. Fastball in there for strike 1. Curveball, that one caught the top part of the zone as well, and he's quickly ahead of Rensel. No balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2 from Shannon Broussard to John Rensel Jr. here in the top of the first in game number 1 tonight. Off speed, did he go? They're going to say he did, and that is a strikeout. So after giving up the leadoff single, Broussard retires the next 3 Larks, and the top of the first is over. We head to the bottom of the first inning tonight here in game number 1 in Hayes. Larks and Twins tied at 0.
Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks.
Bottom of the first inning here in Hayes in game number 1. Austin Thomason going to make the start, and on the first pitch, he gets a ground ball to R.J. Williams at short. He throws out Braxton Worley, and Thomason's got an out on one pitch.
The designated hitter number 4, Zach Smith.
Coming to the plate now for the Twins is going to be their designated hitter number 4, Zach Smith. Smith was at the bottom of the order last night for the Twins, had a hit, as Thomason delivers strike number 1. The 0-1 from Thomason, lined into left field over his Boston. He's not going to get there. It's going to drop in front, and that is going to be a one-out single for the Twins DH, Zach Smith. Coming to the plate now for Derby is going to be their left fielder, number 14, Michael Urquidy. Urquidy will dig in from the left side against Austin Thomason. Austin's ready. Here comes the first pitch. Inside fastball, strike 1. Larks come into tonight's doubleheader with a record of 28-6 overall, 20-5 in the Jayhawk League. Good enough for a 4-game first-place lead over everybody, as that one from Thomason misses outside to even the count. Derby is 20-14 overall, 15-12 in the Jayhawk League. They currently sit 6 games behind the Larks. Here comes the 1-1, way outside from Thomason, and Urquidy works ahead at 2-1. Austin will check on Smith over there at first base. He's back safely. The 2-1. There goes the runner, Smith. Wolverton's going to come up firing. It's a little bit short and not in time. That is a stolen base for Zach Smith, and Derby gets a runner in scoring position here in the first inning. The pitch to Urquidy. Fouled it off. So 3 balls, 2 strikes here to the 3-hole hitter, Michael Urquidy. Here comes Thomason's delivery. Fly ball deep to center. Back goes Randall. He will make the catch in front of the track. Zach Smith will tag and take third, but there are 2 outs now in the first inning.
Right fielder, number 15, Colton Eager.
Colton Eager will be the hitter now for Derby. He is their cleanup man, trying to get the Twins on the board first here in the first inning. First pitch from Thomason is low for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball sharply at Hager. He dives, gloves it, and throws out Colton Eager at first base, and that is going to end the inning. Devin Hager saves a run with a nice defensive play to get Austin Thomason out of the first. No runs a hit, no Larks errors, 1 man left on base. We move to inning number 2 here in game number 1. Larks and Twins tied at 0.
I'll be rooting for the see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here at Larks Park, top of the second inning. Jacob Boston will lead it off for Hayes. Shannon Broussard back to the mound for the Twins. Doubleheader tonight, 2 7-inning contests. So even more so tonight, it's important to get an early lead as Boston swings through another one. And it's quickly 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch to Jacobs. Swing and a miss. 3 pitches, 3 strikes, 1 out. Here for Shannon Broussard in the second inning.
From McNeese State, the right fielder, number 15, Clayton Raspberry.
That'll bring Clayton Raspberry to the plate now for the Larks. Broussard has now struck out the last 3 Larks hitters. As he misses there to Raspberry, it's 1-0. There's a strike to even the count on Clayton. Curveball gets Clayton out in front. And now Raspberry falls behind 1-2. Here comes the pitch. Off speed. Low and outside. Ball 2 to even the count. The 2-2 to Raspberry. Low and away. Ball 3 and the count is now full. Here to Clayton with 1 out. Trying to get on base here for the Larks and get something rolling. Here comes the payoff pitch. Fastball swung on and missed, and Shannon Broussard has now struck out the last 4 Larks.
From the University of Texas at Arlington, the third baseman, number 3, Cole Solomon.
That'll bring Cole Solomon to the plate now for Hayes. There's strike number 1, and he is not messing around here tonight, just pumping the zone full of strikes, and Hayes is not even really making contact right now. Here comes the 0-1, fouled off there by Cole, and it's 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball away. Solomon lays off, and it is 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Cole fouls it off over to the right side, and he'll hang around and see another pitch here from Broussard. The 1-2 again. That one is low. And that'll even the count at 2. Here it comes to Solomon. Off speed, strike 3 called. 5 consecutive strikeouts for Shannon Broussard as he strikes the Larks out in order in the second. We move to the bottom half. Here in Hayes, Larks and Twins tied at 0.
Meet me down at the ballpark where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Bottom of the second here in Hayes, game number 1. No score between the Larks and the Twins. Austin Thomason back to the mound for Hayes. 5, 6, and 7 due up for Derby. Marcus Page, Tyler Mendoza, and Torrin Craig scheduled to hit. As Page fouls that one off to even the count at 1. Here comes the 1-1 from Thomason. That one misses for ball 2. And Page works ahead. 2 balls and 1 strike here on Thomason. Here comes the pitch from Austin. Lined past Solomon at third into left field. That is a leadoff single for Marcus Page here to begin the bottom of the second.
The third baseman, number 3, Tyler Mendoza. 81 degrees at game time for game 1.
That'll bring Tyler Mendoza to the plate here for Derby. The lineup so far for the Twins seems to be seeing Thomason pretty well. They have put a couple of hard hit balls in play as Austin misses there for ball 1. 2 hits so far, and Urquidy's fly out in the first inning was very well struck to left center. Here comes the 1-0 from Austin. Mendoza squares to bunt. He gets it down. That's a good bunt. It's going to be a tough play for Hager. Glove flip. Not in time. That is a base hit for Tyler Mendoza. Back-to-back singles for Derby, and they have 2 men on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning.
The shortstop, number 20, Torrin Craig.
Torrin Craig to the plate now for Derby. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. Another bunt. Thomason's going to have a chance to go to third. He does and gets the force. 1-5 on the putout. Craig is aboard on the fielder's choice.
Now batting your catcher, number 1, Toy Meyer.
Toy Moyer to the plate now for the Twins. Runners on first and second, 1 out here in the second inning. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. That one misses low and away for ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. And now Austin's going to step off and check on the runners who are bouncing around out there at first and second. Here comes the 1-0. Popped up over to the left. That one is going to get out of play. And the count is even at 1-1. See if Austin can get himself a ground ball here and maybe get out of the inning. The 1-1, a fastball, outside corner for strike 2. And Thomason works ahead. Moyer's back in. Here comes the 1-2 delivery from Austin Thomason. Ground ball into right field. That's a base hit. They're going to send the runner. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's a good one. No, he's safe.
Hey, Jeff, I just was watching the big play here.
Didn't quite get the tag down in time. That is an RBI single for Toy Moyer as Mendoza comes around to score. Derby strikes first. It is 1-0 here in the bottom of the second. That'll bring Ruben Mercado to the plate now for the Twins. First pitch in there for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There is strike number 2. And Thomason works ahead again. Swing and a miss. Down goes Mercado. And there are 2 away here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring the top of the order back to the plate now for Derby. Braxton Worley will dig in once again. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to Williams to start the game. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. Inside, ball 1. Swung on and missed. And that'll even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. So Derby did what they needed to do, got on the board, and going to put some pressure on the Larks, especially with Shannon Broussard shutting down Hayes early like he has been. That one is outside, 2-1 on Worley. Larks are going to have to find a way to figure out Shannon Broussard, and that's been a tough task so far. There's another base hit. That's another run for Derby. As the Worley single is going to bring in Torrin Craig. It's 2-0 Derby here in the second inning.
The designated hitter number 4, Zach Smith.
Zach Smith to the plate once again here for the Twins. First pitch, low and away, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. Outside corner for a strike, and that'll even up the count. The 1-1 pitch from Austin Thomason. Strike number 2, a curveball found the outside corner. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Smith. Fly ball deep left field. Back goes Boston to the corner. He makes the play out right near the corner to retire the side. But Derby strikes first. They put 2 runs on the board on 4 hits. No Larks errors. 2 men left on base. We move to the 3rd inning here in game number 1. Derby leads Hayes 2-0. Top of the 3rd inning here in Hayes. 2-0 Twins lead the Larks. Larks trying to figure out Shannon Broussard. He's struck out the last 5 as he misses there for ball 1. So get a bat on the baseball would be priority number 1 here for Hayes, as that one is out of play and the count is even at 1-1. Did not score any against Broussard in the first meeting. He went 9 scoreless, and this game's only 7 innings, and the Larks are going to need at least 2 against him. There's a ground ball weakly hit to the first baseman, Marcus Page, who picks it up and steps on the bag. And there is 1 out here in the 3rd inning. 7 straight men retired by Shannon Broussard. Coming to the plate now for the Larks is going to be the catcher, Scott Wolverton. Here comes the first pitch from Broussard, low ball 1. And again, a good eye there by Scott to take low and work ahead of Broussard 2-0. Larks looking for base runners. After the leadoff single by Ryan Randall, it's been nothing. There is ball 3. Wolverton digs back in. Here comes the 3-0 from Broussard. Way up and out. That is ball 4, and there is a base runner for the Larks as Scott Wolverton draws a 1-out walk here in the 3rd inning.
Top of the batting order for the Larks, the center fielder, number 12, Ryan Randall.
Top of the batting order, back up for the Larks. Ryan Randall will step in. He's 1 for 1. The lone single so far for Hayes. It was to lead off the game. He also stole a base. Here comes the first pitch. Randall is swinging. He fouls it off to the right, and it's 0-1. 0-1 to Randall. Low and away, and that'll even the count. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Ryan. Off speed, swing and a miss, 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Broussard to Randall. Off speed again, he got him. 2 outs here in the 3rd inning, and that is 6 strikeouts already for Shannon Broussard.
The shortstop, number 31, R.J. Williams.
R.J. Williams to the plate now for Hayes. He is 0 for 1. He tried to bunt in the 1st inning and popped it up to the catcher. There's a strike right down the middle. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Off speed, that one stays away, and Williams doesn't chase. 1 ball, 2 strikes as Shannon Broussard looks to really work another pretty quick inning here against Hayes in the 3rd. Here comes the 1-2. Off speed, that one dives in and low. Good eye there by RJ, and it's 2-2. Trying to keep the inning alive and give Hayes a chance to get on the board here against Broussard. We're already working towards the middle part of the ball game. 2-2 popped up into right field. Out goes Ruben Mercado. He will make the play at the line. And the Larks are done in the 3rd. No runs, no hits, no Twins errors. 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom half of inning number 3 here in game number 1. Larks trail the Twins 2-0.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Bottom of the 3rd inning here in Hayes for game number 1. Larks trail the Twins 2-0 as Austin Thomason makes his way back to the mound. Michael Urquidy will lead it off. It's 1-0. Here comes the 1-0 from Thomason. Outside again, 2 balls, no strikes. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Thomason. Soft chopper to Williams. He's going to have to barehand. He can't do it. That is an infield single for Michael Urquidy, and yet again the leadoff man is aboard here for the Twins.
The right fielder, number 15, Colton Eager.
That'll bring Colton Eager to the plate here for Derby. He's 0 for 1. Grounded out to Devin Hager at second. That was the diving stop made by Hager to save a run back in the first inning. Here comes Thomason's first pitch. Strike number 1 over the outside corner. Here comes the 0-1 from Austin. Ground ball stopped by Williams. He gets it out of his glove, and they get the lead runner. What a play by R.J. Williams to get the lead runner, Urquidy, at second base, and there's one out here in the third inning. Eager will be aboard on the fielder's choice. First pitch from Thomason, swung on and missed. Strike 1. Marcus Page, the hitter. Here comes the 0-1. Swung on and missed again, and it's quickly 0-2 here on the Twins' first baseman. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. 3 straight curveballs from Thomason. Gets Page on strikes, and there are 2 away here in the third inning. Tyler Mendoza to the plate now for Derby. Here comes the first pitch from Austin. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Here's the 0-1 pitch from Thomason. Off speed, dropped it in there. Strike 2. And Austin can get out of the inning right here. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fouled off into the screen. Count will remain 0-2, and Thomason's going to have to do it again. Here it comes again from Austin. Line into center field. That is a base hit for Tyler Mendoza, and the inning continues for Derby.
The first foul, number 20, Torrin Craig.
Torrin Craig to the plate now for the Twins. He reached on a fielder's choice last inning and scored. Got a chance to extend that Derby lead. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason, in there for strike 1. Already 7 hits for Derby here in the third. Here comes the 0-1. That's lined into center again. It's going to drop in front of Randall, and that's going to be another run for the Twins as the throw goes to third, and he is out. So Mendoza is thrown out at third, but the run will count. Derby extends their lead. They tack on another one as we head to the fourth here in game number 1. Larks trail the Twins 3-0.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Top of the fourth inning here at Hayes for game one. 3-0 Derby leads the Larks. Hayes had better get it going pretty quick against Shannon Broussard, or game one's going to be a lost cause. As we're ready in the middle part of the first contest, and Derby just added a run to their lead in the bottom half of the third. Pitch to Divis, chopped up the middle, fielded by Ruben Mercado. He throws to first in time. Divis is out number one. John Rensel Jr. to the plate now for the Larks. He'll dig in on the left side. He is 0 for 1. He struck out in the first. That one is lined foul into right field. Here comes the 0-1 to John Rensel. That one is in there, a fastball right down the middle, and it is 0-2. The 0-2 pitch, a little bit low, ball one. The 1-2 pitch just barely fouled off. Rensel was all sorts of fooled on that curveball and somehow was able to get a bat on it to stay alive. But, oh, that was an ugly hack. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the fourth inning. Nobody aboard for the Larks. Here comes the pitch. Another curve, strike 3 called. Rensel's down on strikes again. 2 outs here in the fourth.
Today's beverage batter, the left fielder, Jacob Boston.
Jacob Boston will step in now with 2 outs. Nobody aboard here for the Larks. First pitch misses for ball 1. Shannon Broussard has 7 strikeouts already of the Larks here in just 3 2/3 innings. Boston swings through that one. It's 1-1. Larks have just mustered 1 hit against Broussard so far, and that was a leadoff single. Swing and a miss again from Boston, and it is 1-2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Broussard. Upstairs, ball 2, that'll even the count on Jacob. Swing and a miss. Boston is down on strikes again, and still absolutely no answers for Hayes for Shannon Broussard as he is dominating the Larks once again. We move to the bottom of the fourth here in game number 1. Larks trail 3-0.
for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the
Bottom of the fourth here in Hayes for game number 1, 3-0 Derby as Austin Thomason comes back to the mound. Leadoff hitter is Toy Moyer. He fouls that one off. It's 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. That one is low, and the count is even at 1. Pitch from Thomason is popped foul and out of play by Moyer. And Austin works ahead 1-2. Here to the first man of the inning. Here comes the pitch. Popped into left field towards the line is Boston. That's going to be a long run. He's not going to get there. It's foul. And Moyer will stay alive. Moyer digs back in. 1 ball, 2 strikes here against Austin Thomason. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball right at Rensel. Tough hop there, but he gloves it and steps on the bag. And there is the first out here in the 4th inning.
The center fielder, number 8, Ruben Mercado.
Coming to the plate now for Derby is the second baseman, Ruben Mercado. He is 0 for 1. He is one of Austin's 2 strikeouts here tonight. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. Outside, ball 1. So Austin's got to keep Derby off the board here and try and keep his offense in the game, as that one is foul. But I don't know if Hayes is going to be able to find any answers on Shannon Broussard. He has now thrown 13 scoreless innings against Hayes this season, dating back to June, whatever the date was, down in Derby. Hayes had nothing for him, and he's even better tonight than he was down in Derby. Larks at least were putting some base runners on. Just 1 hit and 1 walk against Broussard, and that is it. As the count moves to 2-2, here it comes from Thomason. Strike 3 called. Mercado's down on strikes for the 2nd time. And there's 2 away in the 4th.
Top of the batting order, the center fielder, number 5, Braxton Worley.
That'll bring Braxton Worley back to the plate for the 3rd time for the Twins. He's 1 for 2, an RBI single back in the 2nd. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. Strike number 1. There's strike 2. And Thomason has a chance for a 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th. Here comes the pitch. Line into left field. In comes Boston. He will make the play. And that is exactly what Austin Thomason gets here in the 4th. Derby is down 1-2-3. We move to inning number 5 here in game number 1. Larks trail the Twins 3-0.
players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. Larks. Hayes Larks. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we're back here at Larks Park. Game number 1 of a doubleheader between the Larks and the Twins. 3-0 Twins lead. Clayton Raspberry is going to lead it off against Shannon Broussard. And it is 0-1 after the foul ball. That one is a little bit outside, and Clayton evens the count at 1. Larks got to get something going. They're down to their last 9 outs here in game number 1. Here comes the 1-1 way off is Raspberry with that swing, and it is 1-2, and Broussard is just carving up Hayes' hitters with that curveball. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There it comes again, and it's low and away for ball 2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Raspberry. Curveball again, just a little bit away. Really close there as Raspberry takes, and the count is full. Clayton up the middle. That is cut off by Mercado. The jump throw not in time. That's a leadoff single for Clayton Raspberry, and let's see if this can get the Larks going here in the 5th inning. That'll bring Cole Solomon to the plate now for Hayes.
The third baseman, number 3, Cole Solomon.
Just the 3rd base runner of the game for Hayes. Solomon will dig in on the right side. Here comes the first pitch. He's going to pull back a bunt attempt, and it is in there for strike 1. Solomon, fair ball down the left field line. Raspberry around second. He's on his way to 3rd. That's a double for Cole Solomon. And the Larks have 2 men in scoring position with nobody out here in the 5th inning. Maybe a little bit here on Shannon Broussard. The Larks are hopefully starting to see him a little bit. Devin Hager to the plate now for Hayes. Big spot here for the Larks, trying to get a pair in and cut that lead to 1. As we are past the midway point here in game number 1. Larks also worth noting, the visiting team here in game 1. Here comes the first pitch to Devin. Inside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, fouled off out of play to the right. And the count is even at 1. The 1-1 in there for strike 2. Here comes the 1-2 pitch to Devin Hager. And he fouls it off once again, so he'll stay alive and see another one. So a single by Raspberry to lead off the inning, and a double by Cole Solomon has the Larks in business here in the 5th, looking to cut into that 3-run deficit. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, curveball. That one is low, and the count is even at 2. Scott Wolverton waits on deck for the Larks. Broussard gets his sign from Moyer. Checks Raspberry at third. Here comes the 2-2 to Hager. Off speed, ground ball, foul past third base. And we will do it again at 2-2. Devin will dig back in. Here comes the 2-2 again. Off speed, strike 3. A big loopy curveball gets Hager looking. And there's one out here in the 5th.
The catcher, number 17, Scott Wolverton.
That'll bring Scott Wolverton to the plate now for the Larks, looking to get on the Hayes on the board. He is 0 for 0. He walked his first time up. Here comes the first pitch from Broussard, a fastball. Checks his swing, did not go. It's 1-0. Ryan Randall, top of the order, waits on deck here for Hayes. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Scott. Upstairs, ball 2. Favorable hitter's count here for Wolverton. Still a pair out there in scoring position for Hayes here in the 5th inning. Just one out. Here comes the 2-0. Inside, caught the corner, strike 1. Nothing Wolverton could do with that pitch except take it for a strike. Or maybe shatter his bat, one of the two. Here comes the 2-1. Off speed, outside, ball 3.
Everybody clap your hands.
Here comes the 3-1 from Broussard. Outside, ball 4. Scott Wolverton takes another walk, and the bases are loaded here with one out in the 5th for Hayes. So the top of the Larks order has a chance to do some big damage here, as Ken Jarrett will come out and have a chat with Shannon Broussard at the mound with the catcher, Toy Moyer. So after the mound visit, it's going to be the top of the Larks batting order. Ryan Randall will dig in. He is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout, trying to get Hayes on the board and cut into that lead. Here comes the first pitch, ground ball to second. This could be 2. Mercado to second for 1, back to first in time. A double play kills the Larks' 5th inning as Ryan Randall bounces into the 4-6-3 double play, and that is it in the 5th. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We move to the bottom half of inning number 5, 3-0 Derby.
to the Larks Network.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too.
And we're back here at Larks Park. Bottom of the 5th inning. Larks wasted a golden opportunity as Broussard got Ryan Randall to bounce into an inning-ending double play, and Larks left the bases full, so they still trail 3-0. Here as we move to the bottom of the 5th, just a 7-inning game. Zach Smith, the first hitter for Derby, count is 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 from Thomason. Ground ball to Williams at short. He gloves and fires in time to get Smith one away here in the 5th. Michael Urquidy to the plate now for Derby. He is 1 for 2, a single back in the 3rd. Here comes the first pitch, and that hit him. So Urquidy will be aboard here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Colton Eager to the plate now for Derby. 1 on, 1 out. 3-0 lead for the Twins. First pitch, strike 1. The 0-1 from Thomason. There goes, and now Urquidy's going to stop. Takes about 3 steps and then stops as that Thomason pitch misses away. It's a ball on Eager. And now Austin will check on Urquidy over there at first base. He's back safely. Here comes the pitch from Thomason. Up the middle, over the head of Thomason into center field. That is a base hit for Colton Eager. And now Derby has 2 men on with 1 out here in the 5th inning. Marcus Page to the plate now for the Twins. Here comes the first pitch from Thomason. There is a strike on the outside corner. The 0-1. Yanked a fastball to the right there, and it's even at 1-1. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Wolverton keeps it in front and prevents the runners from moving up 90 feet. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Marcus Page. Here comes the pitch from Austin. And he hit him. So he hits him. Hits a batter for the 2nd time this inning. And that'll load the bases for Derby here with 1 out. Tyler Mendoza to the plate. He's 2 for 2. He's got a chance to put this game away here for Derby in the bottom of the 5th. Aces loaded, 1 out. First pitch, misses, ball 1. Swing and a miss there from Mendoza as Thomason gets a fastball by him on the outside corner. Count is even at 1. Austin's got to keep runs off the board here. Trying to keep his team in the game. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Mendoza. Strike 2, another fastball on the outside corner. Here comes the 1-2 pitch from Thomason. Swing and a miss. Down he goes. That is out number 2. That was a big, big out there for Austin Thomason. Now he's got a chance to get himself out of the inning here and keep Derby off the board, even though the bases are loaded. Here comes the first pitch to Torrin Craig. Way outside. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Strike number 1 on the outside corner, and Thomason evens the count. The 1-1. Line, he did catch it. It looked like he dropped it, but I think he just bobbled it and still hung on. So that is a line out of Torrin Craig. And Thomason gets out of trouble in the 5th. So Derby loads the bases, but Thomason works around it. He gets a strikeout and a soft line out to end the threat. We move to inning number 6 here in game number 1. Larks trail the Twins 3-0.
Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Top of the 6th inning here between the Larks and the Twins. 3-0. Larks trail. Game number 1 of a doubleheader. Right back up the middle on the first pitch. Broussard fields and tosses to first. 1 out here in the top of inning number 6.
Designated hitter, Wyatt Davis.
Wyatt Davis to the plate now for Hayes. He is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out so far in game 1. First pitch from Broussard to Wyatt. Ground ball, gloved by Mercado, and he gets him at first base for out number 2. John Rensel to the plate. Now for the Larks, trying to keep the 6th inning alive, and Hayes is running out of outs here in game number 1. The first pitch, low for ball 1. Really no answer for Brassard. The one inning when the Larks started to put something together, he got a double play ball and quickly ended that threat. And every other inning, Hayes is really just not really knowing what to do against Brassard. 2 balls, no strikes here on Rensel. Low, ball 3. Here comes the pitch to Rensel Jr. Inside, ball 4. That is a 4-pitch walk to the Larks' first baseman, John Rensel Jr. And with 2 outs here in the 6th, the inning is alive for Jacob Boston.
The veteran batter, the left fielder, Jacob Boston.
Boston will step in on the right side. He is 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Here comes the first pitch from Brassard. Curveball missed outside, ball 1. Here comes the 1-0 to Boston. Up and out, ball 2. Here comes the 2-0 pitch to Boston. There's a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. The 2-1 from Brassard. Inside, ball 3. Here comes the 3-1 pitch to Jacob, low and in, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for Shannon Brassard. And all of a sudden, the tying run comes to the plate here in the 6th inning.
The right fielder, Clayton Raspberry.
Clayton Raspberry to the plate here for the Larks. 2 outs, 2 on, top of the 6th inning. If he can get a hold of one, he can tie the ball game, as he is the tying run. And now Derby is going to get a man up in their bullpen, starting to work. Raspberry digs in on the left side. He's 1 for 2, a single back in inning number 5. Here comes the first pitch. That one is outside, ball 1. And all of a sudden, after retiring the first 2 men on groundouts, Brassard is struggling to find the zone. Here comes the 1-0 to Raspberry, low, ball 2. And he can't get the handle, and Rensel Jr., of all people, is going to take third base on the pass ball. Or, I mean, really not a pass ball, but he's going to take third, so the Larks have runners on the corners. Now with 2 outs, 2 balls, no strikes to Clayton Raspberry. Another pretty good chance here for the Larks. Here comes the 2-0 to Clayton. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Here comes the 2-1 pitch from Brassard. That one is low, ball 3. Cole Solomon waits on deck for the Larks. Chance to get the bases loaded once again. Here comes the pitch. That one is high, ball 4. 3 straight walks from Shannon Brassard, and the Larks load the bases here in the 6th with 2 outs.
The baseman, Cole Solomon.
Cole Solomon has a chance to get the Larks right back into the thick of this one. But before Solomon steps to the plate, Ken Jarrett will come out once again and have another word with Shannon Broussard. So after the mound visit, Broussard's going to work from the windup. Here comes the first pitch to Cole Solomon, low and away, ball one, and Shannon Broussard cannot find the strike zone here in the sixth inning. He retired Williams and Divis quickly on groundouts, and since then it's been walk, walk, walk. Larks have got to get at least one or two here in the sixth, or they're going to be in real trouble. 3-0 Twins, top of the sixth inning, 2 outs, bases loaded. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Solomon is 1 for 2. He struck out and doubled back in the fifth inning. Larks stranded the bases loaded in inning number 5. Here comes the pitch to Solomon. Popped him up. Into center field, the shortstop, Torrin Craig, will make the play. And yet again, the Larks leave them full, and that's killer. We move to the bottom of the sixth, 3-0 Twins.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
And we are back here in Derby, 3-0 Twins. Bottom of the sixth inning, Larks have stranded 6 base runners in the last 2 innings, and that is probably what's going to be their downfall. As Ryan Reuter's the new pitcher. That one is belted to right center. Randall on his way out, he makes the play at the track in right center field to get out number 1 here in the sixth inning.
Center fielder number 8, Ruben Mercado.
Ruben Mercado digs in. He is 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts. First things first, Larks absolutely have to keep Derby off the board here in the sixth inning. Here comes the first pitch from Reuter, fouled off, 0-1. So as good as Shannon Broussard has been, the Larks could very easily have won this game in the last 2 innings. They loaded him up in the 5th, double play ball ended the inning, loaded him up in the 6th, pop out ended the inning, and leaves the Larks with absolutely no runs. Austin Thomason tonight goes 5 innings. He gives up 3 runs on 8 hits, no walks, 4 strikeouts. He did hit 2, though. Ground ball to the shortstop. Williams, going to be a tough play. Throws in time to get Ruben Mercado 2 away here for Reuter and the Larks in the 6th inning. Coming to the plate now for Derby, the top of the order, Braxton Worley will dig back in. He is 1 for 3, an RBI single back in the 2nd. First pitch from Ryan is low for ball 1. Larks are going to send 8, 9, and 1 to the plate. Devin Hager, Scott Wolverton, Ryan Randall scheduled to hit in the top of the 7th inning. As there's a strike from Reuter. It's 1-1. Larks down to their final 3 outs here in game number 1. There's a strike from Ryan. It's 1-2. He's got a chance to get out of the inning right here. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here comes the pitch from Reuter. A little bit high and away. Ball 2. That'll even the count. Soft ground ball. Reuter fields, spins, throws. He got him at first base. A 1-2-3, bottom of the 6th for Ryan Reuter. And he keeps the Larks in the ball game. We move to inning number 7. Larks down to their final 3 outs in game number 1. They trail the Twins 3-0.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
And we're back here at Larks Park. Last chance for Hayes in game 1. 3-0 Twins. Devin Hager's going to get us started. Devin fouls that one off. 1-1 count. Larks need base runners. Here comes the pitch from Broussard. Caught by the shortstop, Torrin Craig. 1 out here in the 7th, and that is the kind of game it's going to be here for the Larks in game number 1. Can't help themselves when they get the chance, and then can't catch a break when it's up to Derby. So that's just game 1. That's how it's been. And that's how it's going to be, apparently. So Scott Wolverton is going to step in here with 1 out. Here comes the first pitch. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Wolverton steps in for the 3rd time. He's been walked twice tonight. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fouled it off, and it's quickly 0-2. So this Shannon Broussard kid is really the only man on the Derby roster that Hayes has not hit around yet this year. They've scored 42 runs in 3 games, and he's the only one that the Larks can't get anything against. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball, or a curveball, up and away for ball 1, and it appears as if they're not going to get anything against him today either. Here comes the 1-2. That one misses for ball 2. Here comes the 2-2 to Wolverton. Fly ball left field. Back goes Urquidy. He dives and makes the play.
Wow.
So Derby showing some defense that they really haven't shown, I don't think, at all. All of a sudden coming out of nowhere here, and there's 2 outs here in the 7th inning, and the Larks are down to their last out. So in game number 4 against the Larks, Derby's made a couple plays here that haven't seen in the first 3 games. Here comes the first pitch to Randall. Line foul, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 to Ryan Randall. That one is chopped foul. It's 0-2. Hayes is down to their final strike. Here comes the 0-2 from Broussard. Curveball misses low and in. 1-2. Here comes the 1-2. And he went, and that is the ball game. Shannon Broussard carves up the Larks once again. And that is a winning game 1 for the Derby Twins. 3-0 over the Larks. Larks are 28-7 on the year, 20-6 in the Jayhawk League, but Liberal is coming. They can pick up another half game with a win tonight, and Hayes better be careful because Liberal's won 6 in a row, and they're starting to chip away at that Larks lead. Derby improves to 21-14, 16-12 in the Jayhawk League. Winning pitcher is Shannon Broussard. We will have game 2 coming your way here at Larks Park in about 25 minutes, so right around 7 o'clock normal time. So we will be back here a couple minutes before 7 to get you started in game number 2. Once again, the Larks have no answers for Shannon Broussard as he carves them up and beats them once again. 3-0 is the final. Game 2 coming your way in about 25 minutes.